Kelsey Hedge and Maria Sanchez. So plenty of offensive firepower for the top offensive side in the WCC. 34 goals in 15 games for the Broncos here in 2018. And here is a look at the West Coast Conference standings. We mentioned in the open that 4 teams control their destinies for a shot at the WCC championship and the all-important automatic berth to the NCAA tournament. BYU, Gonzaga, Portland, and Santa Clara. So 2 of them on the pitch against each other tonight. And Tim Ward's Pepperdine Waves also very much in the thick of things in the top half of the WCC here in 2018. Portland in the purple with white and black, attacking right to left in the first 45. And Santa Clara in the white with the red, attacking left to right. Portland kicks us off, and we are underway. Historic rivalry matchup between these two teams. This is the 38th all-time meeting. Santa Clara leads the all-time series, 19 wins, 15 losses, 3 draws. We've kind of seen it swing back and forth over the years. Well, the Broncos have won 4 consecutive matchups in this series, and as we mentioned, both of these teams 3-1 in West Coast Conference play. So it's a historic conference rivalry, big implications in this game as well. A lot to like about this matchup here tonight. Broncos on the move here, and a nice defensive play. Good 1v1 defending that time from Portland's Olivia Denninger. Broncos were bearing down on goal, had a good head of steam moving forward, but Denninger up to task to make the tackle. There's Sophia Jones for Santa Clara, slipping one through. Nice pass to get the move started. This is Skylar Smith, having a great freshman season. Plays in Maddie Gonzalez. Gonzalez onto her left, and it's blocked away. She hit the turf and sent out of the box. Portland able to recover and slow that one down. Big moment early in the match here. A nice job by the Pilots to keep it out of goal. Broncos keeping the attacking move on here. And that one will get out for a goal kick. A bit flurry around the net. Nice job to play Gonzalez in. Her shot actually beat the goalkeeper Rachel Lusby, and it was blocked off of a Portland defender. So great effort that time by the Pilots, throwing numbers in front of goal and having the shot attempt from Gonzalez blocked. Great pass from Skylar Smith. And Maddie Gonzalez, great move to get onto her left foot. Portland ultimately able to win that battle. One chipped over the top, too much on it for Gonzalez. Pilots trying to control it here in the midfield. And they will. This is Natalie Muth, who's trying to make the run forward. Gets it by Marika Guay. Still keeping on it here on a 50-50 ball. Good hustle keeps it with Portland. The offside flag is up. Taryn Reese was through for the Pilots, but in an offside position when that one was played. 13 goals, 6 match winners for Reese on the season. I'm talking with Bronco head coach Jerry Smith about what makes Reese such a tough matchup. He said she's simply a finisher. Player who doesn't need a lot of chances to score, and he said those types of players are worth their weight in gold because oftentimes they can be the difference, say, if you're not having a tremendous match, but you get a great finisher, a couple opportunities to score, and she's able to come through for you. Speaking of great finishers, Kelsey Turnbow for the Broncos. Left-footed shot from Turnbow and a diving save by Lusby. Turnbow getting onto her left foot that time. Not too much behind the shot then, but always good to get an early look. And her ability to sustain runs, a difference maker for this Bronco team. On the far side for Portland, Lucy Davidson chips it to the midfield, but the Broncos win it back. And Portland dispossessing Santa Clara on the tackle that time. Denninger played it forward, up into the midfield. Nice pass to try and open the Broncos up. Larkin Russell takes a return pass here, pokes it outside. Eden White hustling after it for Santa Clara, and just shields off the Portland player. Out for a Bronco throw-in. Broncos ranked 7th in the country. Ranked as high as 4th in the NCAA this year. 12, 2-1 overall, 8-0 at home, 3-1 in West Coast Conference action. And this Bronco team has won 5 of its last 6. Going back to a couple of wins over Big West teams in Cal Poly and Santa Barbara. At the back end of non-conference play in late September. In WCC action, Broncos 3-2 wins over San Francisco, and LMU fell 1-0 at Pepperdine. And then got on top of St. Mary's early last time out on its way to a 4-1 win. Portland controls it on the far side here. Keeping possession well. This is Muth. Flips the pass through. Good turn that time from Reese. She's taken to ground. And the Pilots will have a free kick. A couple of yards outside the box. Nice body positioning that time from Reese. And tried to just nudge her defender out of the way. Ultimately led to the foul, and this will set up a good early opportunity here for Portland. Broncos had one just moments from the start of the match from Maddie Gonzalez. And the Pilots were able to defend away. 3 Portland players converging here, deciding what they want to do with this free kick. Larkin Russell and Natalie Muth now standing over the ball, looking to figure this one out here. Host of players to the left side of the 18-yard box, or left side of your screen in the 18. This one served up onto the ground into some traffic, but the Broncos win it back, and that one just sent away from trouble. Clearance that time from Sophia Jones. Portland had played it into a gang of Santa Clara players. In that position, was surprised not to see one just crossed into the far post. Pretty good opportunity, especially from that close outside the 18-yard box. Ellie Walker, sophomore from Vancouver, Washington, with a long dart throw to get the Pilots a little more breathing room and up the pitch, was working with Kimberly Hazlitt that time. Walker will get set to take it again. Another long throw forward, header away by Santa Clara. Chipped over her shoulder by Kelsey Turnbow. Ball knocked back and forth, possession changing hands a few times. And that one gets out for a Santa Clara throw-in. For Portland in conference play this year, 4-1 winners at San Diego, fell 3-0 at BYU, who's currently on top of the WCC with 4 wins and a loss. Defeated St. Mary's 3-0 and down Pacific 4-1. This is a team that's had a healthy amount of time off. Their last game, the 4-1 win over Pacific 12 days ago. And it's a Bronco team coming in that's only played once in the last 12 days. So both teams pretty well rested and as fresh as you can be, especially as it relates to injuries and players banged up, as fresh as you can hope to be at this time of year. Hedge for Turnbow, defended by Walker. Pilots applying some good pressure here. Nice move from Sophia Jones. She'll leave it on back for Alex Loetta. Loetta up into the midfield. Marika Guay. Back for Jones. Good find that time from Hedge. Finding the pass to open things up against that high press. Guay once again. Very patient buildup for the Broncos here. Here's Julie Doyle for Santa Clara. Doyle dancing inside and out. A nice 1v1 defending. Couple of Pilots in the area that time. Lucy Davidson, Hannah Armendariz, and Kendra Steele converging on Doyle, who will be our halftime guest for this match here today. Not in the starting lineup, but took the place of Eden White. Doyle, a player who can do a lot of things for this Broncos team offensively. Here's head coach Jerry Smith on one of his star forwards.
Julie is hard to stop because she's a student of the game. So she works really hard in her preparation. She can certainly beat you by dribbling. She can beat you by passing. She can beat you with her off-the-ball movement. This is such an underrated part of our sport. Julie Doyle's movement without the ball causes all kinds of problems. She's such a fluid player. She reads things really well. She knows how to get in the seam. She knows how to drag defenders around and create space for her teammates.
Doyle missed the first 5 games of this season and a healthy chunk of conference play last season with an ACL injury, and has made her way back into action for the Broncos. 2 goals and an assist this year. Portland on the move, through pass, and the offside flag is up again. Trying to go right through the middle of the Bronco defense and see if they can find a run that'll split those center backs. They've done that a couple of times now. That time they were looking to pick out the junior native of Hillsboro, Oregon, Rachel Kaw. Talked about Taryn Reese and the impressive numbers that she's put up this season. 13 goals for the Pilots here in 2018. It's more goals already than Portland had as a team last season. Scored 11 for the 2017 campaign. This is Reese. Sliding challenge, stepping in that time was Sophia Jones. She commits the foul. Portland will have another free kick opportunity here. Here's Russell. Standing over at Portland, pretty spread out. Got a couple options to her left. And now Russell's going to head off the ball, and it'll be Lucy Davidson set to take. Drives one in, edge of the box, skips through a couple of players, and ends up out with Walker. Russell once again. Brings it on back, Kendra Steele. Long pass forward, offside flag stays down, and that one defended out and sent out into touch by Kelsey Hedge. Walker will start us up with the throw here. Two teams that have been in good goal scoring form in the last little go of it. Broncos with 10 goals in their last 4 matches. Portland with 11, including 7 in the last 2. Elsewhere for the Pilots offensively, Kimberly Haslett, 5 goals, 4 assists for 14 points on the season. 6 other players, including, or not including Reese, have scored for the team as well this year, so 8 different goal scorers. Broncos trying to find a way through this Portland pressure here. Portland wins it back here against Jones. Slip through. Here's Reese. Against a crowd of Broncos, and Santa Clara is able to win it back. Now the Broncos will look to build on the counter. Gonzalez trying to play Turnbow forward. A good positioning and a good move that time from Ellie Walker. Entertaining first part of this contest between these two teams. Few chances, few looks from either side as they try and feel each other out here. Edge stepping in here for Santa Clara. Nice play just to drag the ball against the pressure of Russell. But Portland turns it over in the midfield. Or turns them over, I should say, in winning possession back. Sliding challenge that time from Guay. And the Pilots looking for a little breathing room. They'll send it out right. Here's Russell. Chips it on back. Walker gives it away to Santa Clara's Michaela George. Broncos trying to work through the lines here. Send it. Skylar Smith leaves it on. Here's Doyle with hesitation. Lays it up to Maddie Gonzalez, trying to control it, just a little bit out of her stretch. But Turnbow is there to keep the Broncos on the front foot. Cross is on from Turnbow. Ball's down into the box. Here's Doyle. Right-footed efforts blocked away. And Portland clears it well away from danger. Here's Loetta for Santa Clara. You can see the hustle from Reese. Active on that front line, trying to keep pressure on the Santa Clara center backs. Long ball headed on by Portland. Flicked out, and that'll end up as a Bronco corner. While we have a moment, let's remind you that Portland versus Santa Clara is an exclusive presentation of the W.TV on Stadium. For more live West Coast Conference broadcasts, features, and information, go to watchstadium.com and the W.TV. David Gentili with you here from our broadcast location. Joe Plata's upstairs running the camera for you tonight. Turnbow will take the corner. Headed out by Steele. Close challenge on that far side, and the Pilots will win a throw in here. 25 goals for, 12 against for Portland here in 2018, and they've conceded only 3 of those 12 in the first half of action this year. Mentioned that the Pilots come in as the top defensive team in the WCC, pitched 7 shutouts and 10 victories this year. Cross is on for the Broncos, landing down into the box, headed away from trouble, and booted all the way back to Santa Clara's Melissa Louder. Louder, one of 2 Bronco team captains this year, along with Alex Loetta, who's on the ball here. Jones for Doyle. And forward for Audrey Hager. Trying to get it on through for Skylar Smith, and Rachel Lusby is there for the take. Caught up with the Pilot head coach Michelle French yesterday. Asked her who are some players that make your team go, that really stand out to you, and she said, well, for us it really starts with Lusby in net. Provided great senior leadership for this group, composure in the net, and she's come up big in games, both to keep the Pilots alive and help them see off some of these wins. Bottom line is, if you're pitching 7 shutouts in 15 matches, you're getting something good out of your goalkeeper. Just a .8 goals against average on the season to go along with 52 saves. Kelsey Hedge flicks one on. It'll get through. Once again taken here by Lusby. Early look at the stats. 3 shots for the Broncos, 2 on target tonight. Portland has yet to put a shot on the Bronco net. They've had some good moves forward and had a couple of free kicks in some good spots. Not able to find a ball on goal as of yet. Smith in the Bronco midfield. Back for Loetta. One deflected off of a Portland foot. It'll get back here to Steele. Up into the midfield for Muth. And up here to Russell. Short for Taryn Reese. 6 match-winning goals for Reese, tied for 2nd in the NCAA. Russell tried to play one in. Broncos able to cut it off. Send it on out for Turnbow, showing the speed and the acceleration. Turnbow sends it out wide. Here's Doyle. Makes her way into the 18-yard box. Attempted cross on with the right, but Portland 2v1 defending that time. Closing down the space well. Now with numbers forward and possession back. It's Doyle again for Santa Clara. Sends it through. Couple of Broncos there, Smith and Michaela George. But Portland's got the answer once again. Now they'll play it forward. This is Reese. 2v1 against Loetta and Jones. Sliding challenge that time from Alex Loetta. An aggressive play from Reese, and very good control to start that Bronco counterattack. But Portland takes it back in the midfield here. Nice through pass with the outside of the foot. Reese is in on goal, and Louder's out. to stop the move for the Broncos. Alyssa Louder coming off her line and making a great play for Santa Clara off of an outstanding through pass from Portland. I mean, the Pilots were running forward and they were essentially 2 versus 5 in that situation. So great job on that through pass to find the avenue forward. With the ability that Reese has as a finisher, that is a huge win for the Broncos. Well, anytime you stop a player who's in on net, that's a huge win. But when you put it in the context of someone who slots him away as well as Reese does, big stop, given who the Broncos were up against there. DB Pridham into the match for Santa Clara. Now an opportunity for Portland. Pilots on the move here. All the way into the box. Shot across the face of goal, and it's just wide. Last touched by Santa Clara. It was Kimberly Haslett on the ball, running with Taryn Reese. And the Pilots getting some runouts, getting some good opportunities here in the last few minutes. That was a tough angle for the shot, and man, Haslett came close to it that time. So now a corner here for Portland. Pilots with the run of play right now. They've looked good in the last 5 minutes. Larkin Russell will set up to take it here. Russell's cross is on, and it never got into the field of play, and out for a Santa Clara goal kick. And the Broncos will bring in a substitution here with Maria Sanchez. Well, the W.TV is the West Coast Conference's home for exclusive live broadcasts, on-demand content, and championship coverage, all free of charge. That includes all Broncos soccer home matches as well as road matches within conference play. Catch all the action on your smartphone, tablet, computer, or connected TV. W.TV. All the action, anytime, anywhere. Broncos and Portland here. On a nice night from the Mission campus. Nice night here in the South Bay. Continue to have some good weather throughout the fall, and it makes for great playing conditions out there. Broncos take the throw in quickly. DB Pridham gets it to Maria Sanchez, who's outstanding with the left foot. 4 goals, 9 assists, played in 12 of 15. Was away on CONCACAF duty with the Mexican women's national team, so missed a couple of matches, including the Broncos' 1-0 loss at Pepperdine. Snapped an 8-match unbeaten streak. Broncos play it back here for Turnbow, who took the corner a moment ago. Turnbow trying to serve one up for Sanchez and blocked away. Good defending that time from Natalie Muth. And it'll end up as a throw-in for Santa Clara. One thing that Portland is doing really well in this first half tonight, getting in the way of things. Whether it's stopping the supply when Santa Clara tries to put on a cross or blocking shots. DB Pridham rolled it back for Hedge. Now on for Turnbow. Left-footed shot from Turnbow. Diving save, and it's out for a corner kick. Great save that time from Lusby. Turnbow, who's an outstanding finisher from either side. Just from outside the box, and DB Pridham was there, but couldn't quite get a foot on it. Portland quick to the clearance that time. And one of the best chances for Santa Clara, both on Turnbow's shot and on the resulting rebound then. Left-footed corner from Sanchez, swinging in, right into the 6, a header up from Portland. Back down here for Hedge. Kelsey Hedge with the right, blocked again. Here's Doyle. Now out for Turnbow. Broncos sustaining the attack here. Cross from Turnbow. Controlled in the box by Pridham, and DB Pridham puts it away with the left. It's 1-0 Broncos. Santa Clara kept after the Portland box. Turnbow starts it with the cross. Pridham, great touch to control it with the left about knee high. Brought it down, spun around, got a great hit to it. Nothing Rachel Lusby could do that time. And Santa Clara leads it 1-0 here in the 24th minute. DB Pridham with her second goal of the season. Coming off the bench to score here for Santa Clara. Kelsey Turnbow picks up assist number 5.
Assisted on the play by number 10, Kelsey Turnbow.
So Pridham from Turnbow in the 24th minute. And the Broncos strike first here. Santa Clara team had scored here 15 of, played 16 games on the season, including tonight. Only been shut out twice on the year, so that was one of the big things coming in. One of the top offensive teams against the top defensive teams. And Santa Clara's offense, the first to break through here tonight. This one played on back on a couple of hops. Lusby controls it nicely here. She had the big save just moments ago on an effort from Turnbow before Santa Clara scored. There's Turnbow again. Looking for some space, finds Michaela George. All kinds of speed, great service, great 1v1 defender. A lot of attributes to like about George. Plays one into the box. Kelsey Hedge back on it here. Looking to send it on out for George. Broncos enjoying a nice spell of possession after the goal. Loetta was left on through that time by Guay for Doyle, but just got too far forward then. Here's the Bronco goal scorer, Pridham. That time just lost her footing. Trying to make the move. Portland takes it back with Kimberly Haslett. Good stretch then with Muth. Let's keep it alive for the Pilots. Plays it on out for Lucy Davidson. Physical play on the far side and a foul committed by Portland and Russell, leading to a Santa Clara free kick. So both these teams 4-1 winners their last time out. Broncos on Sunday against St. Mary's. Jumped out to an early lead. Kelsey Turnbow scored within 2 minutes of the start of the match. Julie Doyle got a goal in the 8th, and then Kelsey Hedge. Been on a bit of a goal-scoring bender since the Broncos started West Coast Conference action. Added 2 more. She's got 5 goals in 4 WCC matches this year. Talking with Jerry Smith about Kelsey Hedge, he said she's been getting forward more consistently for the team. This one's played out for a Portland corner. And she covers so much ground for the Broncos that Hedge getting forward more frequently, able to get more chances and ultimately finish them. Also had a nice touch on a free kick in Santa Clara's conference opener at San Francisco back on September 30th. Portland setting up for the corner here. Larkin Russell will get ready to take it. All but one of the outfield players somewhere around that 18-yard box. So a lot of numbers forward here for the Pilots. Trying to crowd the Bronco area. See that pack of 4 of them off to the bottom left side of your screen. Cross is on here. Punched by Louder. Sent away by Hedge. Another cross, and that one will miss the mark, get up into the stands, and out for a Santa Clara goal kick. We are talking about Kelsey Hedge. To put it in context, 5 goals for Hedge, including tonight in her last 5 matches as a Bronco. So 5 in the last 4 in WCC play. She'd only scored 2 goals for the Broncos prior to that. In her Santa Clara career, transferred from Washington last season. Started 20 matches for the Broncos and played in 15 this year. So the goal scoring pace for Hedge much improved as of late. Cross comes onto the back post. Maria Sanchez trying to chase it down and keeps it alive. Watched here by Davidson. Portland able to win it back. Davidson trying to find an avenue out. They can start a move forward for the Pilots. Long one played forward, ushered out of play by Alex Loetta for a Bronco throw-in. Plays it back to her line mate Sophia Jones. Back here for Loetta. Those two have been pretty solid in the center back spot for Santa Clara. Both former midfielders, and you can see it with how they dribble and distribute. Portland's got good numbers on the right side here. Move for the Pilots. Crosses on, heading far post. Falls down here into the box, and the referee is pointing to the spot. Portland's going to have a penalty kick. Pilots are going to have an opportunity to tie it up here. They've scored 3 penalties on the season, and if you've been paying attention, you'll know who scored them. Taryn Reese. 13 goals, all 3 attempts from the spot, and she's converted all of them. So it was a bump on a cross to the far post that'll set up a penalty chance. Jorge Luna Hernandez is our head referee today. You can see him standing there in front of Santa Clara's Melissa Louder. Broncos, by the way, have not faced a penalty this season. This is the first one they've given up all year. 30th minute of action. The WCC's leading goal scorer, Taryn Reese. Fans getting into it here. Here we go. And Taryn Reese, doing what she's been doing all year, puts it away. 14 goals on the season. Still perfect. 4 for 4 from the spot. And Portland knots it up at 1. Got another look at the play that led to the penalty. It was a cross that was coming in far post. And it was, I believe, Michaela George for Santa Clara, who just bumped the Pilot player who was running on in.
Goal comes in the 30th minute again. Reese, her 14th of the season on a penalty shot in the 30th minute.
And that time just got some contact and ran through Hazlitt, so that's what led to the penalty. And Portland able to convert on the opportunity and knot it up at 1. Talked about the history in this series. Broncos have won 4 straight. They won 4-1 at Portland last year. Prior to that, it was 3 straight 1-0 victories for Santa Clara. Had a 7 goals for, 1 goal against ratio in the last 4 matchups in this series. So Portland finding the breakthrough on a move forward and the penalty from Reese. She had a hat trick last time out for the Pilots. Scored in the 11th, 25th, 56 minutes against Pacific a couple Sundays back. Hannah Armendariz also put one in the 66th. Elsie Turnbow taken down. That could be a yellow card. Broncos will have a free kick here. Jorge Luna Hernandez is calling over Natalie Muth. It looks like more of a conversation, so based on that, I don't think we'll see a card here. Usually the referee might stop and take that opportunity to say, okay, no more of that. But if they're going to issue the card, there's not usually much of a talking to before you see the card come out. Free kick off the foul. Broncos dancing. Maria Sanchez, a little start-stop action. Trying to stutter things a little bit. Falls down into the box. Miss-hit clearance that time from Portland. Chance still on, but Muth clears it away from danger. And here's Melissa Louder all the way out by the circle to play it for Santa Clara. Played forward. Broncos looking for Pridham, but Olivia Denninger got the header to it. Here's Turnbow around the corner. A good recovery defending by Portland. Now crosses on from George. Header heading goalward and right into the waiting arms of Rachel Lusby. These two teams met up 3 times in the NC2A tournament. We talked about that national title match down in Austin, Texas back in 2002. Portland won it 2-1 in double OT. First meeting was in 1993 up at Stanford, a 2-0 win for the Pilots. And then the Broncos, a year after that title match, won a 0-0 contest on PKs 4-2. Third round of the 2003 tournament. Portland with 2 national titles, 02 and 05. Santa Clara with 1 in 2001. So that's part of what makes this a really good rivalry. You like to see that there have been some back and forth swings. You like to see that, you know, the overall numbers are pretty even between these two teams. Broncos with 19 wins, Portland with 15. A couple of draws there as well. But when you have 2 programs that are at the height of a level of any given sport and you put them in the same conference, that's really what makes Portland and Santa Clara special. Some outstanding runs and some really powerhouse groups for these two teams, late 90s and early 2000s. Here's Michaela George for Santa Clara. Trying to work her way to 2 defenders. Portland wins it back. Hazlitt plays it forward for Rees. Rees 1v1 against Sophia Jones. Trying to gain some ground here. A lot of Broncos in the area. Rees keeping the move going, and she'll win a corner. That's a great individual effort by Taryn Rees. There wasn't a lot doing there in terms of other numbers. She certainly didn't have a lot of options short to play the ball to, but got that run all the way just to the outside part of the 18-yard box, and then knocks it off of Santa Clara to win a corner. Larkin Russell to take. 2 Pilots on the end line. 6 other players around the edge of the 18-yard box.
To claim your prize, and congratulations to our winners.
Ross is on. Header by Santa Clara. Maria Sanchez got to it. Still a lot of Pilots in the box. See if they try and turn and play one in here. Here's a blast from distance on one hop, and a save for Melissa Louder. A San Diego native, one of the Bronco captains this year, along with Loetta. Great shot stopper for the Santa Clara team. And just has that competitive edge about her, where Louder does some tremendous things in big matches for this team. On the evidence of that, just look at any time Santa Clara has played Stanford over the last couple of years. Portland gives it away here. Maria Sanchez on the move for the Broncos. Sanchez slips it out right. Shots on, and that one's just over the bar and out for a goal kick. Soccer fans, do you want a great game day atmosphere at affordable prices? Then come on out to Stevens Stadium and Buckshaw Field and be a part of the excitement that is Santa Clara soccer. Get your tickets right now by going to santaclarabroncos.com/tickets. You can also call the ticket office 408-554-4660 from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Chad, Jesse, and Jack are waiting and ready to help you get the ball rolling on your next Bronco experience. We got an exciting match on our hands tonight. If you're in the area, come on out. Catch the second half of this one. It's been good so far. Portland and Santa Clara knotted up at 1. Broncos got a goal in the 24th minute from D.B. Pridham on the great left-footed effort. And then a little less than 6 minutes later, Kimberly Haslett drew a foul in the box, and Taryn Reese extended her WCC lead with 14 goals on the season. Slipped on through too much on that one for Doyle. Mentioned that Reese is tied for second in the NCAA in game-winning goals. Everybody in that department looking up to Boise State's Ramey Shirley. One of the top goal-scoring threats in all of NC2A women's soccer. You get a chance to catch the Broncos on the Mountain West Network this season. Do it and watch Shirley play. You'll be glad you did. Chance here for Portland. Nope, that one blown dead. Brought back before the shot. Offside against the Pilots that time. Natalie Muth was in a good position, though. Looking around the West Coast Conference RPIs. Santa Clara at 8th. Tough schedule for the Broncos. And they've managed it really well this year. Played 3 teams ranked in the top 8. Lost one in Texas A&M. Defeated number 2 North Carolina here at home back in early September. And got a 1-1 draw on the road at number 1 Stanford. Wins over San Jose State, Cal, North Texas, Kansas State, UNC, Notre Dame, TCU, Cal Poly, and UCSB in non-conference, and then San Francisco, Loyola, Marymount, and St. Mary's. But based on how things are playing out, and based on what Santa Clara and BYU have done this year, Broncos head to BYU in the back end of conference action. That's going to be a huge match in deciding how things shake down in the West Coast Conference. You'd expect both of those teams to still be in the mix for a conference championship. So definitely one to keep your eye on in the near future. Broncos will be back at home in 2 days against Gonzaga on Sunday afternoon. Portland staying here in the Bay Area to go on the road and take on San Francisco up on the hilltop. Pridham, Santa Clara's goal scorer in the midfield, leaving it back out for Sanchez. And now for Marika Guay. 39th minute of action here. A lot of big moments in this first half. Good short passing to build it up from Santa Clara. Turnbow using speed to create space. The cross from Turnbow. Across the face of goal, hunted down by Julie Doyle. Broncos will stay on it here. Doyle gets it back. Santa Clara with several options in the box. Doyle out off of Portland for a Santa Clara corner. Pepperdine at 51 in the RPI, BYU at 54. Chance to improve upon some of those numbers based on how they finish out non-conference play. So you're looking at Waves and Cougars sides right now that need to do a little bit more to kind of get themselves in the conversation for the NC2A tournament. USF at 69, Portland at 86. Rest of the West Coast Conference sub 150 in the RPI here in 2018. Header by Hedge and right at Rachel Lusby. Kelsey Hedge in a good position that time for Santa Clara. Lusby able to make the save. 10 shots, 6 on target for Santa Clara, 5 saves for Portland's Rachel Lusby. 3 shots, 3 on target for Portland, 2 saves for Melissa Lauder. An exciting first half of action between these two sides thus far. Portland works it up to the midfield. Now sends it on back to the back line. Doyle trying to step forward. Good play to win it back. This is Turnbow. Just buying time against the Portland defenders. Sends it out wide. First time cross is on top of the box. Doyle trying to control it. Santa Clara will stay on it here. Here's Maria Sanchez. Cross from Sanchez. Dealt with by Olivia Denninger, who's been on the other end of a lot of those crosses. Kept busy tonight and done her job well for the Pilots in this one. Portland stepping in that time with Jones trying to play a pass forward. Time Larkin Russell ran out of room. Hager lifts one. Down for Maria Sanchez. Sanchez's shot and a save. Big time save from Rachel Lusby. Keeps the score line level. Really good chance for Santa Clara's Maria Sanchez. Just enough on that lofted through pass to get it up and over and place Sanchez in. And Lusby able to make the save. Another big one for Lusby. You know, if you play this Santa Clara team this season, odds are as a goalkeeper you're going to be facing a lot of shots. Lusby has done well to manage that. Senior from Beaverton, Oregon. Doing well in the first half here tonight. Portland's going to get ready to make a substitution. We'll bring on the junior Sydney Warren. A couple of minutes out from halftime, we'll have Top Play Tuesday, looking back at the best of the West Coast Conference.
Number 12, Sydney Warren.
Including a soccer-esque play from one of Santa Clara's non-soccer teams. We'll also have our halftime interview with Santa Clara's Julie Doyle. That's all coming up on the Santa Clara Broncos halftime show. Less than 2 minutes away here. Rachel Carr, through pass. Looking for Warren, who just came off the bench. Played back to Louder from Loetta. Louder deals with it. Now headed back down in the midfield. Turnbow for Hager. Laying it on for Hedge, and the Broncos will switch the point here. Kind of horizontal passing, opening up the defense. Sanchez scoots it out wide. Here's Julie Doyle. Tried to send it across, blocked away, and out for a Santa Clara corner kick. Now Turnbow and Sanchez will head on out, decide what Santa Clara wants to do here. Got Turnbow, who would hit it with the right for an in-swinging ball. Sanchez would strike it with the left for an outswinger. Lifted into the box, Hedge elevating and bounces, and out for a Portland goal kick. One more quick substitution here for the Pilots. Wouldn't expect to see anything drastic from either of these sides going into halftime, as Emily Collier, freshman, comes into the match.
15, Emily Collier into the match for
Well, it's been a fun first half. Couple of goals just 6 minutes apart. DB Pridham for the Broncos.
10, 9, 8, 7.
In the 23rd minute of action.
4, 3, 2.
Here's a blast from range. That is the
0.
last action of the half. And Portland getting the equalizer from Taryn Rees. So that is our score at halftime. West Coast Conference battle between 7th-ranked Santa Clara and Portland. And we are all knotted up at 1 goal apiece. Well, let's jump right into it here with halftime. We'll give you a look at the best of the West Coast Conference from last week in Top Play Tuesday. Take a break, come back with our interview with Santa Clara's sophomore forward, Julie Doyle. We're all square at the half here on the W.TV.